you.
Cold enough for you.
Hi. Haven't seen you in a while.
Huh?
Haven't seen you in a while. You okay?
Yeah, I've been here last meeting. Yeah. Just the holiday, yes.
That's what it probably is. Put my coat on the side.
How was your holiday?
Busy.
Okay.
You know, I just worked all through it. I didn't even have a holiday.
I keep forgetting his name. Excuse me, sir? I
Oh.
keep forgetting your name.
Foster Henry.
Foster Henry.
Last name is Henry.
Henry, Mr. Henry. Did you get a chance to sign in?
Oh,
Please.
Is there any way that I can make
Oh.
copies?
Yeah. Pat, you know to capture
Huh?
some minutes on it?
I'll try.
Yeah, as much as you can.
I will do as much as I can. Much as I can.
The best you can, to say the best you can.
Yes. Just came up first.
Yes, sir. Any copies for each?
Yeah, for each board member.
Let's-
No,
I'm
just
sorry?
no.
Oh, just do for, okay.
Yeah, that's just recycle.
Okay.
Just recycle paper. The last time
So we
somebody
got
copied the
1,
recycle.
2, 3. You want a copy as well?
no.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Was that the agenda?
No.
No, that's just
sorry.
stuff.
So I'll just make
6, 7, maybe 7.
7.
One at the door. I don't know how to do that.
I got it.
She,
I'm sorry.
speaker.
You know, after you come in, you gotta put the handle up.
Those are green.
Change
Oh,
bags.
oh, thank you.
And like half the things I normally carry with me in the other bag.
My hands like get real chapped up on.
Okay, so. Okay,
That's pretty good.
yeah, anytime. It's one of those something.
Look at that.
Hello, good evening. Huh?
You don't like it.
My skin is so dry. You look like you're cold. Where's the skin? It's hot outside.
I didn't think that, but when I order it, I get some. Believe me, I can get.
I can only wear this when the temperature's like this.
Miss Man, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Oh, that's for at the end.
Yes. That's
Right,
your
that's
stuff.
what for. This is
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Do it, sure. You want to take it?
Clock is actually, we put new batteries in it. The new batteries are messed up. So the time now is 5 hours.
The end of it.
Yeah.
Clock, we gotta get a new clock.
Right? This is it. Yeah, with the weather, yeah.
Because over the years you collect.
You can make some, yeah, make some myself.
I have to clean my closet. And I have big, huge walk-in closets. Every time I open up the closet,
You close it up.
But we had no trouble cleaning out stuff, you know? And giving stuff away and.
I remember a couple years ago, I cleaned out all the old stuff. And updated all the electronics in my electrics in my kitchen. I threw out the old stuff and bought new stuff on top of new stuff.
So this is,
It's nebulous.
this is,
That's
voice.
Yeah, it's very good.
It feels good in here, right?
This is towards the end.
Right.
Go towards the end. So I'm gonna go over our stuff.
I got it. This is extra. Two?
Okay, so I want to say, time now is 7:06. Sorry.
They look like Eskimos coming
Yes,
in
can I
the
help you?
Do you have a? You have an address?
Sorry about that. So the meeting's now opened, in order, 7:06. We have quorum here. We have 5 of the 7 executive board members. Let me first say Happy New Year to everyone.
Same to you.
Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday and a very blessed New Year, and a good MLK Day the other day, yesterday. So this meeting, calling to order, was setting the agenda for this month. Last month, I want to share with you, last month's meeting, we had a quorum in the beginning, all through. However, when we went into business session, we lost our quorum, so we weren't able to vote on various agenda items. So what I'm doing is foregoing any presentation on January's board meeting because we have a lot of stuff to go over to get votes through for January. And I'm gonna go over that tonight. And the first one that we're gonna vote on is the rules of conduct for Community Board 9. And as I shared with everyone, we read this last month. I'm not gonna make copies of it, but what we did, we changed, we allowed the public comment period to go in the public session. And it says persons wishing to, other matters of civic interest except for partisan political appeals advertised in our private, persons wishing to speak during public comment period may be pre-registered. So I'm trying to get that one point. So we moved the public comment period from the end of the business session to public session. And we specified certain times, which gave them 30 minutes for a public comment period. And we all agreed on it as a board. We was ready to vote on it, but we lost the quorum. So we're gonna be voting on this at the end of this month, okay?
Okay.
The next thing we're gonna be voting on, they came and they presented smoke-free. They're looking for us to vote on their resolution. We read the resolution. Carmen Martinez got up before and spoke about the resolution. They went to her committee several times. So we're gonna reread the resolution again, and we're gonna vote on that resolution at the end of this month meeting, okay? Maple Street.
What's that? Smoke free?
Smoke-free, yes.
Free resolution.
Residential.
We're gonna vote on that.
Resolution.
Oh, resolution.
So they're not
Oh, okay.
presenting again, you're just voting on it.
So all the respect.
That's for
we
the
got to let you
housing,
speak at the end, but we're not
new
presenting, they're not
apartments that's
presenting.
going up, right?
Okay.
The new apartments that's going up, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ladies, we're gonna keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
Maple Street Gardens. They came and they presented. None of these who presented December will come back and present this month. We're gonna
Okay.
reread what was discussed in December. We're gonna reread the resolution for everyone so we can take the vote. Maple Street Community Gardens will not be coming. However, we'll be voting on they need a letter of support from Community Board 9. I'll be prepared to read what they're looking for. All right?
So we're voting on a letter of support?
Letter of support from Maple
Okay,
Street.
Maple Street Garden Community got presented sometime before.
Yes, last.
They presented last month.
Okay, I
Maple
want to be
Street-
sure to put this in.
I got you, yeah. Maple Street presented last month, Smoke Free presented last month, and all we're gonna be doing is voting on these items. The next thing we're gonna vote on is, you remember Jay Sorat, community resident, came
Mhm,
and talked about the bridge project. He actually wanted us to, he's asking us to correct the vote that was taken a while ago. I don't have the
2
exact.
years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the exact date.
Okay, so we're taking-
2013, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 2013. So it was actually Simone Bennett's vote.
Right.
They was recorded as she said yes, but she actually said no after speaking and verifying with her. So we're going to vote to change that vote and change this for our records.
To be corrected.
Correct the vote. The Bridge Creek project.
To correct the count.
Counted vote.
Okay.
So those are the 4 items we're going to be voting on. Also, as chair, we know that in accordance with our bylaws, you're supposed to attend, if not all your board meetings, but you can't miss no more than 3. If you miss the 3 meetings, those appointed board members who have missed meetings, they have reached out to us, meaning the board office and myself, asking us to excuse them for various reasons, whether illness, surgery, or whatever, or death in the family. We have. These board members haven't reached out to us, and I'm going to read the letter. There's 3 individuals who we're going to send a courtesy letter to. And the letter reads as this. Article 5.5 of the bylaws of Community Board 9 states, an appointed member may be removed from the board for cause, which shall include substantial non-attendance at board or committee meetings. Article 5.5 of the bylaws state 3 consecutive absences or more than 50% non-attendance at board or committee meetings may be considered substantial non-attendance. In addition, the New York City Charter confirms the existing bylaws regarding absenteeism. The next paragraph says, since being appointed, this is for this particular individual, the first one, since being appointed to Community Board 9 in June of 2014, you have failed to attend 10 regularly scheduled meetings of the board. Your name will therefore be placed before the Executive Committee for removal. You may submit a written explanation for your absences, which will be taken into consideration. We're going to send this courtesy letter to, you missed 10 regular scheduled meetings. This is first one is to Reverend Banks. Can I get a motion that we send this letter to Reverend Banks?
I so move.
And a second? The second letter is going to Reverend Brown, Phyllis Brown. Since being reappointed to Community Board 9 in June of 2014, you have failed to attend 11 regular scheduled meetings of the board. Your name will be therefore placed before the Executive Committee for removal. You may submit a written explanation for the absences, which will be taken into consideration. Can I get a motion to send this letter to her?
I so move.
Second.
Who is this again?
Reverend
Reverend
Brown.
Phyllis.
Phyllis
Brown.
Brown.
Phyllis Brown.
The next person is Kenya Solis. Since being appointed to Community Board 9 in June of 2014, you have failed to attend 7 regular scheduled meetings of the board. Your name will therefore be placed before the Executive Committee for removal. You may submit a written explanation of your absences, which will be taken into consideration. Can I get a motion to send this letter to? It's removed in a second. Thank you.
And this is bylaw 5 point.
This is Article 5.5 of
Okay,
Community,
article.
5.5 of Community Board 9 bylaws.
We had submitted a request to do a presentation on the Empire Study.
I'm gonna let you speak towards the end.
Okay.
Thank you. I want to bring this up to the Executive Committee. I don't know if anyone knows this gentleman. Does his face look familiar to you?
No?
I know he's in the community. He passed away last week. So I'm gonna send this.
Come for me.
What's his name?
Come for me.
Trevor Alford. He used to come to the board meetings a lot.
Trevor Alford.
He passed it around. He used to come to the board meetings a lot. And he passed away last week.
He's rather young. Looks like.
Yeah, he's very young. I don't know the reason and cause of his Yeah.
People dropping like flies.
So this is Joe Surratt's. Okay. So now okay. So that was gonna, you ladies?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we're going, Ms. Boyd, yes, give me 1 second, Ms. Boyd. So for our agenda, we're gonna talk about, again, we're gonna have the public comment session period. Those who wanna call in and speak will have that moment to speak during that time. Once that concludes, we're gonna go right into the business session. We'll get the chairs of the committees to repeat their minutes from December, and we'll go to the votes for those particular items that we requested, that we talked about tonight. Okay?
Because you don't have anything on the agenda for your public session, and because we've already asked to be placed on your agenda, we had a letter that was submitted to the community board
Correct.
from Senator
I know.
Hamilton.
So let me just finish this. Let me finish my meeting yet part.
I mean,
So-
because you're making a decision about the agenda and you haven't even considered the fact that we
So
put
let
an
me-
application in and you said that
Can I finish my meeting?
I mean, I'm
I
a
didn't,
little confused. I'm a little
there's no need to be
confused.
confused because I'm running the meeting. There's no need to be confused.
I understand, so when will I be able to talk about the request to be placed on the agenda?
When you get an opportunity, I'm gonna give you the opportunity, Ms.
Okay.
Boyd. I said that from the floor.
Okay.
All right, let me just go through what I have to go through on my end. So that's what we're gonna vote on actually for this month. Okay. So, last month's meeting last month's executive meeting, we talked about various people who were gonna speak, which is Smoke Free and Maple Street. The other one was representatives from the Empire Study Group will present results of their preliminary study to address key community concerns regarding the plans for Empire Boulevard between Flatbush Avenue and Rogers Avenue. Ms. Boyd, good evening, Ms. Finley.
Hi.
Miss Alicia Boyd came last month before the executive committee, and she was actually gonna present. She was the representative to present on the Empire Study Group. We received a letter from State Senator Jesse Hamilton's office, regarding an individual coming to present. Received the email from Raul stating that it would be Miss Alicia Boyd presenting on the Empire Study Group. And they were not prepared.
Can
in
I see that
December.
letter from December?
I have to email it to you, I don't have that letter with me. So they were not prepared in December to present, for whatever reason. And they wanted to move it to January. And I wanted to get your opportunity to speak on this.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it's not me that's going to be presenting, it's going to be Professor Angadi, and, because he's the one who's running the study.
Okay.
So I'm just here to take care of all the paperwork. He is on sabbatical, so he's going to be leaving out of the country, and so, he has postponed his leaving out of the country so that he can do the presentation, next Tuesday. And he will be presenting just the preliminary findings of what we've been working on for almost a whole year. And he would like to present to the community this community-based study and ask him, I have any questions answered, because he is a professional and he does this, he trains, he's a part of the Hunter College Urban Planning, he is the director of urban planning. So he trains city planners who wind up working for the city. So he's an expert in his field. So he's coming. We would need some way of coordinating a slideshow, because I know you guys have
How
something.
long is the presentation for?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
10, and you don't seem to have anybody else.
No, you can't, but that's
Right.
regardless of
No,
that.
about
That's
10.
regardless of the point.
It's not that long. It's going to be basically within what everybody else does, about 10 to 15 minutes, and then of course it will be a question and answer period where he will answer questions.
So typically, what we've done, and anyone who wants to present, and I was actually at fault of doing this, any presentation goes before, and it always goes before a committee prior to going to a general board meeting. Is he opposed to sitting with the committee before it goes to the general board meeting?
Well,
Because typically we have, and I looked at it and found this out, typically we have it go before the committee before it goes before the full
but
board
it's not,
for
we're not.
recommendation.
Yes, but we're not asking for a vote for anything. We're not asking the community board to do anything.
Okay.
We're not asking you to take a vote. So
Okay.
in this case, we're just presenting information to the community. If you had said that prior, then maybe, but like I said, he's going out of the country, and because he's on sabbatical.
So there's
he's
only
leaving
10,
us.
so to the executive committee, no question, I mean, 10 minutes. We have no presentation. 10 minutes max. To the executive committee, I present this before you. We have no other presentations coming before. If they stay within that timeline of 10 minutes, is that agreeable to let them present or the study?
Okay,
Can I get a motion?
make a motion.
Can I get a Can I get a second? Evelyn Williams? So we'll put this on our agenda for,
As long as it's 10 minutes.
as long as it's 10 minutes.
Can you, Mr. Boyd, can you give me the person's name again?
His name is Professor Tom Ngadi.
So can I ask you, as we ask any agency to come, who comes before the board, send the information to Terry?
Yep.
So we
Yeah,
can have
and-
all information prior.
Right.
And
We
we'll-
had the information, we sent it to, Senator Hamilton. We
Yeah,
can send it to you.
please.
No problem.
And you need a laptop?
Well, we need, you have a projector.
I just didn't know what you need. We have the projector, we have a laptop.
Okay.
What do you need? But we don't wanna carry stuff that's not gonna be used.
Right, well, we need the projector.
Projector.
Right,
Just project the screen?
right, the projector screen, and you have the laptop, so we can just put the stick in, right?
Okay.
Okay, so
So we
and
need the whole
laptop.
shebang.
Okay, right.
Usually people who do presentations bring their own equipment.
I know, but last month, that was not the case. They used the CB9
They use the
equipment.
CB9 equipment.
Well, if we were doing a presentation, that's why it was there, but if we don't have anything other than yours, then you should bring your own.
Well, we would like to use the CB9s, if they have it available, if they, lend it to others, we don't see why it can't be lent to us.
We'll bring the equipment to use for her presentation, for Empire Study Group presentation.
Thank you.
Now we finish what's going to be on the agenda for next week's meeting. We're into new business. New business should be pretty simple. This is an issue that came before the ULIP committee, Michael LeBurge's ULIP committee.
Sorry.
This is the information that's not Board 9 stuff. This is Alicia Boyd's information that you have before you. Michael LeBurge formed, and I was doing some research about this. Michael LeBurge formed a subcommittee to deal with the Zichiwe MIH and to gather information from non-board members and board members to write information or provide information to city planning. That subcommittee now is done. Ms. Boyd's case before the ULIP committee and the